Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I'm going to do a read for the Divine Masculine today. I want to go through some of the energies first, and of course thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. They're always so appreciated. I want to first clear some of the energies today by just invoking that everyone gets a positive message out of this today. And also, let's clear all obstacles to harmonious, permanent physical union with all organic twin flames. And so it is. Thank you. And again, like I said, I hope that everyone at least gets one positive message out of the read today. The energies for today, it is January 14, 2018. The 14 is the Temperance card, so it's all about balance and patience, and maybe communicating with your guides, since it's usually an angel. Oh, that just brought up a meditation I had. I did a guided meditation last night. Taking my higher self into a garden. It was, who was it? Dakota Walker. It was actually a really nice meditation. But you're guided to go over this bridge and meet with an old man, an old white bearded man in a white robe. And he appeared as my father, as that often happens for me. But once in the garden, I was following him into the garden, and his wings just opened up really wide. And when I said Temperance card, it really reminded me of that. It was really beautiful. Today's date adds up to a 26, which is the Page of Wands. So it's all about excitement, young inspiration. You know, that innocence of being excited about something, being sexually excited about something, a date maybe. It's all about that creative energy of a young person, that there are no limitations. And actually limits came up in the male headings today, so we'll cover that when we get there. I just wanted to review some of the energies I've come across in the past couple days. Let's see, I guess since the 11th, since 111. Before I forget, if any of you need anything from me, my website is twinflames3344.com below, and my email is the same, twinflames3344@gmail.com. I have a CD out called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames, and my third energy is definitely attached to at least 7 of the songs, the second part of the CD. It is love songs, and it will definitely help you purge and bring some wounds up. So, and hopefully you like the music. The other thing I want to bring up is I have a clearing video. It's a 57-minute long video on my website. It's on sale right now for $22. And it's a full clearing of every chakra. And I kind of can learn from some of the clearing that I do at each chakra. But it will help you clear, and there's some healing energies in there too. And I've gotten some great feedback recently about feeling a lot lighter. It's really focused on truth. You'll see in the video, if you happen to purchase it, there's some really cool things that happened as I got up to the heart chakra and closer to the throat chakra. So if you're interested, just let me know by email below. You just PayPal me the $22 and I send it to you. And if there's anything that's not on my website that you're interested in, just let me know. I do numerology, of course, the tarot reads, as you see, with my coaching. I am a spontaneous channel, so messages come through me as I'm talking to you and as I'm reading. I'll get connections to relay to you. And I am doing Reiki healing, but I'm not doing a lot of it. It does take a lot out of me to do that, especially distance Reiki. So just let me know if you need anything by email, and we'll communicate that way. So around January 11th, starting with that date, some of the message I was getting, and I use different lights depending on how I feel, whatever I'm inspired to use. And pure white light was really coming across recently, multiple days. I also got, and Spirit's starting to connect to me with the pure white light, so might be important to use right now. There was something big that came through for me involving the seasons and the fall, and when you're going through all these difficult energies, and Spirit's really connecting with me right now. Patience, and it's interesting that Temperance comes up today because patience is one of the most difficult parts of this journey. You know, we all, as soon as you start feeling pain or longing or suffering, you know, you want it to be over right away, not understanding the purpose behind each season. And they were showing me the reference of you know, as you're transmuting, you're going through the seasons from winter to spring to summer, and then we fall to rise again. Okay, so to remember, just like the seasons take, you know, months at a time to get through, so does this journey, and Spirit's connecting with me to confirm that. Okay, and to make sure you practice going into the void. And this came up in the emails today that you know, we're to go out and practice being triggered. Go out and get triggered and see how quickly you can bring yourself back to the void, to 0 point, to the vortex, whatever you want to call it. But it's that place of neutrality. Okay, so you're not affected, you're not reacting. You certainly can respond to things, but not react. You know, being patient and staying grounded, and grounding, ground, that came up as well. It's so important to ground yourself every day, to clear your auric layers and your chakra layers, and put up a protection shield, call in Archangel Michael, use organic to make sure they're not cloned representations, to clear your chakras, clear your aura, and put up protection before you go out, especially into big crowds. Okay? And be patient with yourself about it. I saw in the tower that day on the 11th that there's a garbage chute in the tower, like a trash chute. That the tower, you know, it's not bad because it's part of the expansion. You know, that's along the same lines as fire and transformation. Okay, because the change may bring up conflict and pain. It doesn't have to, but that's a way of transmuting. It's another way of, or a form of transmutation. Just may be quicker and more painful, but it can be very efficient to transmute things through difficult changes. And this trash chute in the tower was emphasizing that. It was just a quick way of getting rid of the garbage. So let me know if any of that stuff resonates with you guys, and if you've had any similar situations. Something else I got was that the monks found justice in closing their eyes for balance. Okay. And also the phrase "Death be not proud," which is also a movie, came up at some point, which I got a strong connection about. That karma is weakness of the mind, a lover's prison, so to speak. And so much about quiet fire, that it's about balancing the passion. As I've said before, I see passion as ego added to inspiration. And this keeps coming up again and again and again. It's about quiet fire, a slow burn. You know, don't allow all of that passion to come out at once. Don't get too excited about something. It's going to drain you, or it's going to throw you to the opposite end of the spectrum and drain you that way. But by containing that fire, just like we do for energy, and allow it out slowly, a little bit at a time, That's where the inspiration begins to manifest. Okay, and also, so falling came up again, and then it came up with a feather. And the direct translation of that feather I got was a wing and a prayer, on a wing and a prayer. Okay, to float on a wing and a prayer. That's your message. Truth plus balance equals connection with third energy manifestation. Okay. Also, what came up? One of the keys. Egypt and Lemurian healing have been coming up. And specifically the crystals of information, the crystal skulls in the Sphinx. They've definitely coming up for the Divine Masculine. And the Lemurian healing has been coming up a lot for me, so maybe it's the Lemurian stuff is coming up for the Divine Feminines, and the Egyptian Sphinx type things coming up, and the pyramids coming up for the Divine Masculine right now to clear. For the Divine Feminines, what I'd gotten is a past life came up for me. There's always been for me times where it's difficult for me to breathe, or just that insecurity, being very, very cold. For me, like being tired and cold is like the worst feeling in the world. And so past life death came up for me, in which it first came out to me as me drowning, which I had often suspected, that a dolphin had saved me. And then a couple days later, more information was added to this, where I saw a bride being helped down a porthole by the groom. And then I was just going to leave at that point, but I decided to follow to see where they were going, and they were actually being dumped out a portal into the ocean. And she went out calmly, and he actually went out more violently. So I don't know what happened to him, but apparently that was when I was drowning and a dolphin saved me. And I saw the Arcturians, that they guided me to go with the dolphin, that the dolphin will save me. And Spirit's connecting with me. So if that's important to someone out there, please let me know. Also to clear wounds as they come and speak your truth. Don't hold on to anything. Allow all the wounds to come up. They're always going to keep coming up. But the better at the transmutation you become, the quicker you get through it and it releases. But just to make sure to bring it up as it comes in, and be patient with it, and just speak the truth. Speak your truth. Be yourself. Be authentic. Okay? On a wing and a prayer. Oh, and as far as the skulls, that all this information was placed into crystal skulls inside the Sphinx that would be stored there until, I guess, this age. That's the message to the Divine Masculine. Maybe they need to do some Egyptian work as far as clearing in Atlantis. And I'm going to Hawaii next month, so that's another dolphin connection. And I am still getting butt connections. I feel like my butt's being touched usually it's between 8 and 9 at some time every morning. And just make sure if you feel any of those things to stay detached from it, not try to feed into it or think about what it could be, because that's just going to, cause more purging for no reason. Just let it go. So some of the movies I ended up seeing were Stir of Echoes. Alright, so Echoes of the Past. So that's important to bring up, to continually look back and bring up old wounds, to let them come up. Family wounding. I watched Aaron Brockovich, so that's all about justice. So that's a big one to clear. Oh, so also about the past life that came up with me about the drowning in the cold, or, you know, me feeling like suffocation. It's really important as far as you know, clearing and balancing your chakras every day. But I've been doing, there's a technique that a lot of people use in meditation, but specifically from Bonnie at Spiritual Acceleration, she does clearings. For anyone who's interested, she does free clearing, group clearings every 2 weeks, and they're amazing. But she uses a technique of focusing on the discomfort, or whatever the topic is, the wound that you're addressing at the moment, and you feel that pain or that discomfort wherever it may be, in your heart, in your back, in your solar plexus, whatever it is, and you just allow it, and then you go under it. And usually to get to your subconscious, you go under 3 to 4 times. So, and I do this a lot, especially in the morning if I do cards and I'm feeling the stress coming up, whether it's my own read or somebody else's read. I will stop for a minute and go under, see if anything comes up. So what's been coming up for me continually now, and I don't even have to go under now, it's just coming right up, is I see a green eye, and it's really, you know, it's the bright green emerald light, and a pupil. And some of the messages I've gotten is that the iris, to use your eyes more in healing, because your iris has codes that you're giving the person, and that the pupil actually is direct light. But also that as I see this eye, and you allow it to come in, you expand the green and it closes up the hole. So it's like clearing all of those holes. It could be wormholes, but it could just be wounds, you know, representative of your wounds. So just allow it to come up. If you see any black holes, allow the green, the healing color, whatever color comes up for you, to close up that hole. And then I just intend expansion of the green, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and usually I get more white and yellow light as I get towards the center. But it's a very strong healing energy. So if that's helpful to anyone, let me know, please. I have been using that on my spine injuries, which is really helpful. Just any injuries in general. Green is typically the physical healing energy, but, you know, call in whatever light is coming to you specifically. Yeah, and it specifically came up, the suffocation, because I smoked when I was young. So I had a full body CAT scan. A friend of ours, Harvey Eisenberg, has a special CAT scan that you may remember Oprah did on her show at one point, where, you know, for like $700 at the time, they'd scan your entire body to look for any cancer, any other issues that are in your body. So anyway, he's a friend of my dad's, of our family from a long time ago, and I ended up going out there and having one of his CAT scans for my back injury before court. And one of the things came up was that you know, my lungs, most of my lungs are normal, but there's still some abnormalities just in the very outer lining of the upper lungs, which is still reversible, which I was amazed by, actually. But a lot of that suffocation, I'm being led to my lungs now, that I'm being told to focus on this green because it's healing my lungs. I'm bringing it up to this area, and it's to focus on that each day to help with that healing. So if that helps you with any physical issues you're going through, you know, try it out, see how it helps. And by the way, his full body CAT scan is great, because it, you know, brought up kidney stones that I had. I mean, most of them are very small, but not that they would give me any passing issues, but there were a few in there that may, you know, let you know everything that's in your body to clear. Not that I'm recommending a CT if you don't need it, but certainly if you have a lot of issues. It was a great scan. He spent hours on the phone with me going through everything. So, and that's out in California, so if any of you are out there in California, again, that's Dr. Harvey Eisenberg. A song that came up with me yesterday, the day before, I was going into that meditation, and I just found myself involuntarily rocking from side to side, and I started singing Rockabye Baby. So there obviously needs some, there's inner child nurturing that needs to be done, whether it's on your own inner child part or on your divine masculine's part. But they need comforting, like a baby, like what that baby did not get when they were a baby. Or if a baby had been abandoned, that kind of thing, those energies. And Spirit's connecting with me on that. And just another reminder here, ground, ground, ground. It's so important to ground every day. If you get too ethereal, you're going to start getting anxiety, okay? You're going to feel insecure, and that's going to cause you to read into things too much and purge again. So ground, ground, ground to balance yourself so you won't do that. And slow burn. You know, don't get too excited. Just allow things to come in naturally. And physical activity, you know, so if you do get too excited, you know, go work out or something, or take a walk, just anything to get your body moving and relieve some of that stress. Okay. Ooh, and I meant to look up something. And I want to show you too real quick the read with all the clarification cards today, so that you can stop it on your video in case you want to take a look at it yourself. Okay, so here is see if I can get a clear view of it. Okay, so you can stop that if you want to take a look at it, okay? That's the entire read with all the clarifications. And I wanted to real quickly, if you don't mind, look up something. A lot of times when I'm doing my combination of cards, I'll come across interesting word combinations, because a lot of the words will end up getting covered up by other cards, and they'll come out very interesting. And something that came up this morning was Shah. Yeah, sorry, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything from the other pages. So something came up that it said So 3 Shah. And when I saw So 3, the first thing that came to me was Sophia. And then Shah, I looked up because it was significant to me. And it literally means seen and heard. And it's a term of affection, like, you know, how precious or how cute. And I believe that was on not this Divine Masculine read, but I believe it was a Divine Masculine read. And lions have been coming up a lot too. Owls. Sorry, it's really slow right now. And the color red. Let's see, sorry, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm looking up Red Lion, because I actually meant to look it up the other day and I forgot. Okay, so the puma comes up. A numerical value of red lion in Chaldean numerology is 9. And in Pythagorean numerology, which is what I've learned, is 5. That's all that's coming up here. It's saying red line is the puma. Okay. So I'm going to give you my male headings real quickly, and then I did do a summary of the read, so I'll give you that as well. And then I'll go into the formal read for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames. So the male headings for today were at 108, Michaels, and actually in the Michaels was cha-ching. So make sure to armor yourself each day. Put up your shields. And cha-ching said starting today, so you know maybe your financial status will be getting better. 301, there's still time. Exciting new releases. Okay, so maybe some fun stuff will come up to release. 301, I have Acme Markets. I always see it as ACME, like I see me. Markets. So maybe there are some markets out there for you to see yourself better, and maybe in a reflection of another twin. So it says 4 healthy swaps for 2018. So maybe there's some twins out there that you need to connect with to swap energies. 411, the beauty of the body. And then there were a picture of fruits there, so make sure you're eating healthy, but just also having a healthy perspective of your own body, that nobody's perfect. And maybe even if you're the most imperfect person in the world, you are going to be perfect for your twin. So, to get past your hang-ups, that kind of thing. So those are wound clearings as well. 704 is musician's friend. Maybe it's important for you to connect with that friend, if you know that person, or just a musician's friend. Maybe you'll meet someone like that. 708, the limited, up to 80. So when I initially read the limited, again, it was reminding us to not limit ourselves. Because it was saying up to 80%, going, going, gone. Okay? So don't limit, don't put any limits on yourself. What you deserve, what you're able to do, to just allow and not think small is what we're told, really, to think big. It's on at 7:33. It's on 7:38. Wellness. 7:40. Ends tomorrow. Surprise gifts. 7:58. Holister, which I always read as holister. Make sure you use holistic medicine in addition to your regular doctors. Ends tomorrow to 0. Reminder to go to 0. 8:04. Sunday spotlight to 0 again. Okay, really important to meditate and balance yourself. Ground. Ends tomorrow. 8:05. Go you. And then I was also getting not only 20s but 25s telling me practice your conflict, change, expansion in order to practice coming back to void, to 0. Okay. 8:36, lifeline screening. Okay, so maybe you need to go to twins who have that ability to screen you for any entities or things that may be blocking you from your union. 9:41, huge announcement. 9:55, excellent. And there's a little emoji, I think it's hands touching or the thumbs touching. So togetherness. 11:20, below 0, temps call. So I was getting 0 having to do with, again, the void 0-point vortex, that, if you're below 0 or maybe on the depressed side of 0, have a call with someone. Talk to another twin. 11:26, realignment. Realign yourself. Come back to void. 11:38, spend 25, get 25. When you open. So open your heart. And that's also about the balance of give and take. Not just change and then coming back to void, but the give and take, you know, to allow receiving as well as giving. When you open your heart. Okay? So, coming into the read, if you just look at the basic read, and the basic read is the Golden Universal Tarot. They're all uprights. The only ones I use reversals on is the Golden Tarot and my Rider-Waite Mini Tarot and the numerology deck. But everything else are just uprights. Okay, because it gets too much with all these cards to do everything with uprights and reversals. So the main spread is all uprights to give you the basic energy of the cards. And even if it is, even if they are all upright, and I'll let you know if it's actually the reversed meaning or the upright meaning, it's still telling you that those energies are present in your life. So even if it is in the reverse, it's that specific card, that energy is in your life for a reason. And maybe it needs to be turned upright. So it needs to be present for you to understand that. In just the basic spread, before any of the clarifiers, if you wanted just a general read, it's going from the Empress at the underlying energy to the Ten of Pentacles as the center of the read, the main issue, to the outcome of the King of Cups. And there's a lot of people here involved. There's knights, there's a page, there's two kings, and there's some queens involved here too. And it really looks like this Empress could be like the matriarch of the family, and there's some kind of family secrets, and she's just trying to keep everybody together and not have war within the family about these family secrets, and trying to keep peace and love. So that's a very general energy, but I'll go into more. There's lots of stories in this one today, okay? So I'll try to get out as much of the different stories as I can. The major arcana are the Moon and the Chariot and the Empress. And the suit cards are the King of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups. And I always do a card after the outcome, which is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Empress is expressing, in the underlying energy, is expressing her reversed energies. She is not, there's a couple different versions of this, okay? So the Empress could be, it could be a mother, it could be the spouse, the karmic, it could be the twin, even, okay? So there's lots of different scenarios that definitely can play out here. But the first one I received was that this Empress is not conflicted about her lies, her split, her draining family funds, or making someone else do all the work. And I specifically got, I don't know if all of you are familiar with the Dinosaurs show that was only on for a very short time. The baby dinosaur used to say, "I'm the baby, gotta love me." And that's the quote that I got from this Empress. That even though she's the Empress, she's the baby, you know, so everyone has to love her. That she's been greedy and not nurturing, codependent, a spoiled child, having tantrums and lying. Okay? So next to the Empress is the Queen of Pentacles reversed as an underlying energy. These are all just underlying energies I'm going through, not the main part of the read. So the Queen of Pentacles reversed can come up as different Queen of Pentacles here. So there may be actually two earth signs. Those are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So there could, you know, the karmic and the twin could both be an earth sign. Okay, so this could come up for both of them, as well as for the Empress. But I'm getting mostly this Empress is more of a parental figure. But again, it can be the karmic spouse and it can be the twin. So the Queen of Pentacles next to the Empress, which I was seeing initially as the Empress. There was them identifying the Empress as a reversed earth sign or just of that energy, okay, which doesn't have to be an earth sign, just someone who's all about things, you know, superficial things, money, stability, all that kind of thing. So I got for the for this connection, she's been greedy, not nurturing. Well, that was for the Empress, but as the Queen of Pentacles reverse comes in, and this could also be a mother-daughter combination. It could be like the karmic with their mother, both negative and feeding off of each other. The King of Swords may have lots of options, but he's only focused on the ghost with red light around them and spirituality. At home, he's been a fool, while his kids follow their mother's suit and spend all his money. He sees now the tears from his twin, now experiencing them himself. In getting to know each other, his love life ascends to a higher level of commitment. Lots of change and abundance. And those are the underlying energies from the numerology deck and the Romance Angels deck. Recently and shyly, the Divine Masculine speaks up about his insecurities only to be attacked by two siblings, which are fire and air, and the Empress reversed, who could be mother or spouse. This could also be a child who's been ganged up at school, orchestrated by a mother or a bad teacher. And also, I was talking with Janet the other day, and she brought up mother's minions, that expression, and that definitely came in right here in reading this. Okay, so again, a child ganged up on at school, orchestrated by mother or a bad teacher. Mother's minions, as in there may be other kids who are doing what their mother is telling them, or a kid telling a truth about something their mother set them up to do. Okay, which is very interesting. The foundation was that secrets come to light about going it on his own with his soulmate or lover, that they are not out in the cold, but actually in union apart. The central issue is family secrets and psychic abilities that he defends to the family about the Queen of Pentacles reversed and her warlike depression. So it could be, as the challenge card came up as the King of Wands, so that could actually be the Divine Masculine staring down his family, always having to defend his own psychic abilities, or maybe his karmics, dabbling in that kind of thing, but also her temper or her whatever her issues are that the family disagrees with, that he always feels like he needs to defend her, just like he's always had to defend himself. So that's kind of like a something that brings them together. He's constantly watching his family, and it's the Ten of Pentacles, so it's not just about family, but about the family legacy, the money involved, or the things involved. He feels like he always needs to watch them out of greed and need for power. So whether it's his greed and need for power or the family's greed and need for power, this energy was definitely coming up of family attacking him about psychic abilities and a greedy partner. He's also awake to the ego, or people with big heads in his family deciding what lover will be accepted and not accepted into their world. And the energy of the Divine Masculine not integrating his masculine and feminine in order to bring himself good fortune came up, and had to do with divine timing. And the King of Wands could be someone other than the Divine Masculine too, the challenge. It could be a brother or a friend, or a partner who's kind of watching over everything all the time. And war definitely came up, and a depressed Aquarian, Cancer person, okay, which can be the male or it could be the karmic partner. That's what I was getting. Now, in his head and heart, now moment, is his twin and or children. Or maybe he's even just thinking of the happy past. It is the Six of Cups. The feminine energy brought to light at night and hoping he will have forgiveness for a fresh start with the Queen of Pentacles. Or no fresh start with the Queen of Pentacles, who is pushing him away, or he's just begging for her forgiveness. He's out of his mental prison, being logical, but with some insecurities, wondering what happened to his old self, and will he be judged about the harsh truth in separation. Soon, messenger of truth, and I got winged man, so someone who is angelic, sent by divine timing, who has not mastered his emotions completely yet, and found closure to walk away yet, still a little confused. He sees himself as the Knight of Wands, moving quickly, though protecting himself by letting go of stuff and stubbornness with a soulmate lover. He must get over his twin's pain to connect successfully and to come together, to work together, building without suffering or stress. He needs to clear aggression of war and divorce by bringing everything to light, bringing all of the truth out. And the outcome is the King of Cups, he could be protecting the Queen of Swords, but actually the Queen of Swords above him looks like she wants to strangle him. So he's either protecting the Queen of Swords in love and a new beginning, each an individual with effort, and that's on the left side of the King of Cups, and on the right side of the King of Cups is a split and final judgment or wake-up call with the Queen of Pentacles, most likely reversed. The King of Cups gives up on love and control, feeling shy and rejected, with the Queen of Swords ready to choke him from behind, or encouraging him to speak and be in his truth. So it could be two different people, the Queen of Swords. It could be a karmic, it could be the twin. While he cares for the children. So he's going through this, he's taking care of the children, trying to focus more on himself, self-love, thinking about the kind of love he wants and needing to make it happen. Okay? Because he knows he's not expressing all of the love that he should be. So he could be moving in with a friend or a brother to work on his self-love and his kids or twin. The Empress secrets come to light, and he's ready. He could be ready for war, or ready to meet, but his guard's up, and a friend there to help with the connection. Okay, so that could be a meet with someone he's separated with, a karmic, a spouse, but also with the twin. It could be. There could be a message from or to family who's defensive and warlike about kids or twin and unconditional love, which could also be the outcome. The King of Cups could also be friendship or a teacher or a guide that's come in to help, to show you how to love yourself. So it could be maybe the divine masculines are connecting with other twin flames, other divine masculines, to learn from them. So, and like I said, it could be a situation where, too, the Empress is just trying to keep family together. There's family secrets that have come out, and trying to keep family, siblings, kids, all of them together and not become at war with each other. And the crystal skulls and sphinx that I brought up earlier relate to the King of Pentacles, because in the Syrian tarot, the King of Pentacles is a crystal skull. So some of them may be working with crystals and maybe making some new discoveries with the crystals. So if there are any divine masculines listening, okay, if you've ever thought about that, It may be your calling. Okay, so now I'm going to go through from the beginning. So hopefully the summer gave some of you something if you need to get away now. I know it can be confusing because there are a lot of stories in this read. There's two kings. In the main read is the King of Wands and the King of Cups. There's two knights, the King of Swords and the King of Wands. And then the Page of Swords. And the major arcana, you know, it's just the Empress. And then for the hopes and fears, I haven't been actually using that category, hopes and fears, anymore, because we're not supposed to be going into fear or hope. So I call it, it's like the outbox, what needs to be cleared. Okay, so I'll bring that up when I get there. Okay, so here is the Empress. And there's 4 cards that came out on the Empress, but I'll show you in a minute. All right, so this is the deck with the Universal Golden that the main spread is from. And you see that her heart is actually right up front here, but it's detached from her. Okay? So she may be like putting it out there that she has this huge heart, but it's really not even attached to her. It's like barely touching the tip of her dress there at the bottom, which isn't part of her at all. Okay? And it is expressing the negative of the Empress here. The first cards that came out were the Ace of Swords reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. So although the Five of Swords reversed can be better than the upright, it depends on the reference. So here it's about someone not caring. Like when it's upright, when you see this upright, it's about, you know, protecting yourself, like getting them before they get you. It can just be, you know, that war energy. But when you reverse it, usually it's about, you know, no longer wanting to be at war with people or defend yourself, not needing that anymore. But this could also be good because when it's self-defeating thoughts, it could be self-defeating thoughts, or it could be you winning against your self-defeating thoughts. Okay, so it just depends on the other cards around it. So we have the Ace of Swords reversed here, which is at least lack of clarity, but it's about lies and deception and a split. Okay, so it's like her not, you know, here's a split or lies or deception, whatever it is, and she doesn't she has no mental conflict about this. It could be two perspectives. It could be either she has no conflicts about, and the other clarification cards here are Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. So she has no mental conflict about spending the family money or making people or making her family work hard for her in the split. And behind it, leading up to the Empress, because I wanted you to get a strong understanding of what's coming up behind her, is the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Okay? So this is someone, and this is just reading into the Empress, nothing else. It's showing her as a Page of Cups. So it can be two things. It can be someone who's very immature in their emotions, who can be conceited and think they're all that, right? Like, I'm always happy, look at me, look at me, look at me. And that's the I'm the baby, gotta love me, okay? But it also can be the Empress who had made an offer, a message of love, an offer of love, who has a lot of happiness behind her and positive family behind her. So it can be two totally different people. It It can be a very vengeful person, selfish person, and it can be a very loving person. But again, it's reversed with all these other cards. So that can be, it can be the spouse. It can be the mother of the spouse. It could be the mother of the divine masculine. It could be the divine feminine. It's next to the underlying energy of the Queen of Pentacles, reversed. Okay? So again, this can be two different energies. You know, it's neither way good when the Queen of Pentacles is reversed, but it can just be someone who's not grounded, who's maybe losing money, but a good person. But it also can be someone who's greedy and manipulative and not nurturing, and, you know, will do whatever they want to make sure they have their coin, right? And the cards underneath it are all reversed. I mean, they're all negative cards. We got the Devil, and then we have the Page of Wands reversed. And then, again, the Ace of Swords reversed. You know, they're all very negative. So it's about someone who's codependent. Someone, the Page of Wands reversed is about, can be a spoiled brat. It can be someone who's frustrated, creatively, sexually, just not getting their way and throwing temper tantrums, uninspired. And then you have the Ace of Swords again, which again is about a lie, or cutting through the lies to get to the truth, or a split. The traditional meaning of the Ace of Swords reversed can be a split. So these can be the same person, the Empress as an earth sign, or they could be two separate people, and they could be a mother and daughter. Okay? But they're both green. They kind of look related in that sense because they both have a lot of green. The other underlying energies from the Rider-Waite Mini. This is how it's shown to me. So you see the King of Swords, you know, peeking around there with all his options, but he's focused on that one option that's covered like a ghost, you know, it's got all this red energy around them. And then you have the Four of Wands underneath the Fool, leading up to the Fool's reversed, up to the Page of Pentacles reversed. So at home, he's feeling very foolish, like he got played for money. Or maybe he needs a loan. Or maybe somebody else at home is just acting very foolish. Maybe the kids are really acting up, being bad. Maybe they're following their mother's lead, who's the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Because we've got the Page of Pentacles reversed right next to the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, there's a lot of pentacles here in this little corner. Then we have in the bottom of the Tarot of Sexual Magic, you know, we have all this depression here. And this to me is a twin flame reference. Okay, it can be choosing a path. And it is the Six of Pentacles, which is about the balance in a relationship, but it's showing that it's out of balance. And then the Ten of Swords, you know, which is just endings, pain, maybe back pain, depression, betrayal. You know, one card, there's a couple out the window having sex, and the other couple is just the man coming in to see if she's okay. Like needing to choose a path. So maybe he's got two women crying, and he does need to pick a path. Or it could just be referencing that this very sad person is his twin. And underneath these two cards is the Lovers, okay? So it's showing two people. And that's why this person is crying. The other underlying energy is from the Romance Angels, engagement. That your love is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And getting to know each other is under that. And in the numerology deck, we have abundance, and change is under that. Okay, so change is number 5, and 5 again is all about change and freedom, excitement, fun, expansion. And but the main card on the bottom, the underlying energy, is abundance, number 88. So it's all about manifesting, and maybe 8, the number 8 could be important coming up, maybe February 8th, or since it's 8/8 the 16th. Where are we? We're on the 14th, yeah. And the new moon, I'm not sure if it's today, tomorrow, or the next day, but the new moon's coming up, so make sure to, anything you need to purge out, get it out now, so that when the new moon comes, you can manifest positive energies, okay? Make sure to drink a lot of water, too. So we have the pink energy, and pink is all about compassion. So there's abundance in compassion. And the 8 is, double 8s becomes a 7, so that's a very spiritual number. But it's through manifestation, the 8s, which is all about power and inner strength, and the infinity, the repeating of patterns until you get it right? And maybe that's when it becomes a 7. Okay, so those are all the underlying energies. So it looks like, a lot of negative energy surrounding money and practical issues. Sadness having to do with 2 lovers, right? With girls crying. But that something's going to come to the next level. And there is abundance and compassion. All right. So then, in the recent past, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so the pages are all about messages. It could be a child. It could be speaking their truth. It's all about communication. So the different scenarios I was getting with this page was it could be a message, but then we have these clarifiers. Okay, 2 knights, aggressive knights, and a reversed empress is not a great combination. It's very aggressive. So it looks like either the divine masculine, in his little boy energy, as the Page of Swords, kind of intimidated to say what he needs to say, is speaking a little bit of his truth, or maybe speaking it in an immature way. But either way, it's up. The page is reflecting the upright energy, but he has these 2 knights and this empress charging at him, so he's being attacked for what he's saying. And it's all around family issues, right? So we have the 10 of Pentacles in the center, and this is all between the page and the family. So definitely some issues coming up. It also could be the child, where the child is telling the truth about something. And we have the Knight of Swords not only here in the clarification, but on the other side of the central card is the Knight of Swords. So it could be 2 kids where one's telling on the other, and the other one's charging in pissed because they're telling on them. Okay. So if it is a kid, it could also be a kid where other bigger kids, guided by a mother or a bad teacher, someone not nice, to attack this child. So if anyone had that situation come up, let me know below in the comments. So the foundation, which is also connected to this page, is the moon. Okay, that's about secrets coming to light, emotional things. You have towers in here, so like twin towers, twin flames, like my CD. But one dog is howling at the moon, and the other dog is kind of looking at this lobster in the pond or the creek, whatever it is. But there's secrets that have come to light. And it's clarified by the Hangman awake, the Five of Pentacles reversed, and the Lovers upright. Okay. So the secrets can have to do with being awake at night, and the Lovers also falls on the Romance Angel card, which is soulmate. Okay, this is the card that came out. It's yes, this is your soulmate. So on top of this is this Lovers clarification is right on top of that card. Okay, and also the Queen of Pentacles reversed is above that card. So it could be that someone's up at night because it's the moon. It could be someone who's awakened. It could be someone with a big head, okay, who's conceited. And then we have the Five of Pentacles reversed, which they're no longer out in the cold. So it's either, you know, the church is right there, so that either they found someone to help them, or they've decided to try to do things on their own without going back to the comfort of their home, right, or their family. This is someone who's been left out and then maybe let back into the family, or maybe not. Maybe they are awakened and decide to go it on their own. Or it could be just all of these very controlling, you know, conceited people who are allowing him or his lover back into their environment, into their world. And it could be the secret came out from the Page of Swords. So he came out with some truth, or she, it could just be a kid, he came out with this secret about this awakening in the lover. So that could be a twin flame secret. Or it could be a secret about something the kid did, or that another kid did, that this kid is telling about, that involves this twin flame, or it could just have to do with another lover. The center of the read, as I said, is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. And this Ten of Pentacles, we have a couple, a grandparent in a chair, and a little kid, and two dogs. And they seem okay. They seem comfortable, but they don't seem happy or anything. It's clarified by the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed again. Okay, and this all has to do with family. It's on the Ten of Pentacles. So the High Priestess has to do with secrets and psychic abilities, right? Or can relate to the Divine Feminine, the High Priestess. And then the Seven of Wands is about standing up for yourself or being defensive, being on higher ground, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So it's like the Divine Masculine is stuck between the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles reversed in defending himself to his family, but also feels like he has to defend the Queen of Pentacles reversed even if she does have bad behaviors, because, you know, that was the way they bonded, because he always had to defend himself to his family about his psychic abilities or other things about himself. When he had to defend her about certain personality traits she had, it was something that had brought them together initially. But this, the challenge card is the King of Wands. You see this King of Wands, he's always looking in that direction. I've been seeing him a lot, where he's just staring people down. He's like watching over people, making sure nothing happens. You know, trying to control things. So it could be the Divine Masculine, watching over his family, or it could be a brother or a friend or a partner who's just constantly watching over his family. You know, because it's the King of Wands, the man of passion. He wants to control everything. But there's, you know, they don't want these secrets to come out. But they have. And now they have to deal with it. The Queen of Wands, or excuse me, the King of Wands is clarified with the Chariot reversed, all right, the Star reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is upright. It's kind of an interesting combination, because the Star and the Chariot reversed are very negative. It's depression and war, being stuck. Not getting his dreams. It can be an Aquarian and a Cancer as well, both very negative. But that this is a good thing, because it's like divine timing. And it could be like a very warlike Aquarian. And it's interesting because the near future card is right behind the King of Wands here, and that is a Knight of Swords, which we'll get to. But he's attacking the King of Wands from behind. So he could be this negative Aquarian here. But it might be like a blessing in disguise. Okay? That this come up. And it could be a brother, because of the clarification cards coming into the Page of Swords, you know, were the two knights, the wands and the swords. And swords are Libra, Gemini, Aquarians, right? So this could be Aquarian. This could be that Aquarian person with Cancer traits or just warlike traits. Could be rushing in to help the King of Wands too. And maybe that's the blessing in disguise, that he's being very negative right now, but because he's rushing in to help the King of Wands. So in the Divine Masculine's head and heart in his now moment is the Six of Cups. Okay. And this is upright. So this is about taking care of his children, or it could be about his twin flame union. Okay. It's clarified by the moon again, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So again, here's secrets revealed, things brought to light about the children or about the twin flame and his love. But here we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, so there's no offer of a new beginning yet. It may be coming in the near future, but right now it's kind of hidden in the light of the moon. Okay? And this Ace of Pentacles reversed falls on this Queen of Pentacles, which none of these are reversed in this deck, so this could be showing its negative energies. Okay, just like the other two Queen of Pentacles. That's 3 Queen of Pentacles reversed in the same read, which is a big deal. Okay, here, either he's begging for her forgiveness and she's just stone cold because she's been really hurt, or she's just all about herself and money and her image, and she's kicking him away. So that would define who it is. Okay, so obviously the twin flame may be kicking him away if she can't forgive him, but you know, ultimately it's supposed to be the Divine Masculine asking forgiveness. She's just really hurt, and she's just contemplating on whether she's going to forgive him or not. Or it could be the karmic saying, you know, get away from me, just give me my security. That's all I need you for. Okay. On the other side of the Six of Cups, clarifications I have, and this is the Gilded Tarot, we have the Eight of Swords reversed with the King of Swords and the Magician reversed. And it's like you see him kind of looking down at the Magician reversed to say, like, whatever happened to me? You know, I used to be so, like, the man of logic and control. And now he's feeling insecure. He is out of his head now, because the Eight of Swords reversed means he's out of prison. Maybe somebody could have been in prison who's now released. But it's really about that mental prison. That now he's really falling more into his heart. You know, because even though the magician's reversed, he has access to the cups. Okay? He has access to all of the tools. Whereas the King of Swords does not. He's all about the logic and the mind. But he's out of his mental prison right now to take care of his children. Or to reveal the secret about his twin. That's what's in his heart and head. And a potential new beginning. In the near future, we have the Knight of Swords charging in. And like I said, he's right behind the King of Wands, and they're both looking in the same direction. And they're both going toward the family, and then the Page of Swords is on the other side of the family facing them. Okay, it's like a face-off. But it's, you know, ultimately that card is about the messenger of truth. It's someone writing in quickly. And it's swords, so it can be a little harsh, but it's not negative because it's upright. But someone rushing in to tell the truth. And we have the King of Cups, the World reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed. And this is, you know, the anxiety of incompletion. This is not walking away because someone's still emotionally confused. They haven't completed yet because the world's reversed. It's like they haven't received closure yet because the King of Cups, he's almost there. I mean, he is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups energy is there, which is like the ultimate loving energy, you know, that you've mastered your emotions. It's you know, who you want your husband to be. But he's reversed, which means there's still work that needs to be done on love in some way. So he hasn't gained closure on something. He hasn't walked away from something that he needs to walk away from. And this is this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords doesn't have to be the King of Cups. It could be he's rushing in to aid the King of Cups because he knows he's vulnerable. It could be his friend. And also because this Knight of Swords is above how the Divine Masculine sees himself, which is the Knight of Wands. So, you know, the Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands are typically, you know, best friends who are going out together and having fun, right? So it could be his best friend or a brother rushing in to support him. And he's the Divine Masculine coming in as lots of wands, and then the friend's coming up as the sword energy. But the Divine Masculine also comes up as swords energy as well. Okay, so how he sees himself as the Knight of Wands rushing in. There could be a move. He could be moving in with a friend. All right. He's got the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Four of Pentacles is reversed, which is good because he's not clinging to things. That he's letting go of the stuff. He's letting go of maybe his stubbornness, but still a little guarded, right? Because he's guarding his wounds still. But he is moving. He is moving. You see the wands and the wands, they're both upright. And this also falls on that soulmate card. So his rushing in and his passion and his guardedness has to do with his soulmate. And so the Lovers is on the other side there, who's awake, wanting to be, who's, you know, went out on their own since they were left out in the cold. And now this is coming light. The Divine Masculine sees that. He rushes in to talk, but he's guarded. Because he's going to have to get past, you know, his guilt about the situation, right? And making somebody else cry. What's around him, his environment, is the Two of Cups. Okay? Connection. Okay? And this definitely is related not to the friendship connection, but the love connection. It's all on the same row. We have the Six of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords reversed. This is all really positive energy. Okay, it's about success and coming together and letting go of any stress, anxiety, suffering. in this connection. It's really beautiful. It's getting attention, being successful, building something grand, and letting go of pain. And it can also relate to a connection through the Three of Pentacles, which is often the work environment, where the Divine Masculine gets a lot of attention. But it's still, ending the pain and suffering in this connection. Okay? That's really positive. And that's next to the engagement card. Okay? Between the twin on the girl crying and the engagement card. So then we have, and it's not the hopes and fears, this is the outbox, right? This is what the Divine Masculine needs to clear. And the information I got about this card specifically, since the Chariot can be war, but it could also be ascension, right? Opposites. It's polarity, right? But the Divine Masculine hasn't integrated his polarity yet. Okay? If he's still being really aggressive. So the aggressive side of this is the Divine Masculine energy, and the ascension, the passive side of this, is the Divine Feminine. So it's a need to balance those, and again comes up the slow burn, okay? Having moderation in your passion. So the outbox is the aggression energy, okay? It's clarified by the Sun and the Justice card. So this could indicate that a divorce comes to light, or just justice in general comes to light. It could be just some kind of suit comes to light, and everyone but the Sun here, has childlike energy. It's really excited and happy. So there's a lot of illumination and happiness around this. There could be a win. Okay, or it could just be the finalization of a divorce. Okay, no more war. And then we have as the outcome the King of Cups, and I was kind of pull an after card to see what's to come. So we have the King of Cups with the Queen of Wands to come after the outcome. And in this deck, the King of Cups tends to look like he's had a drink. He doesn't look like the most, perfectly loving and stable King of Cups, as they usually are. On the one side of them, on the left, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, which is beautiful, okay? So it's like the feminine side of themselves wants this beautiful love that they can build together in a new, fresh start, a new beginning. And it's on top of the numerology cards, which are about effort. Sorry, the yellow doesn't show up very well here. Effort and individuality. Okay, so each, this references the twin flame relationship, where each can be an individual with effort in coming together for a fresh start. And the individual card it's a rusty, orange, so sacral to root chakra area, and it's number 11, which of course is the very spiritual, visionary, feminine energy. But it's also the Justice card, right? 11. So it's about balance and justice and being an individual. And then effort is 13, so that's all about transformation. There needs to be some effort on the Divine Masculine's part to transform. And we also, again, have that same rusty orange color in the Merkaba in the center. The individual is all rusty orange. And the effort card is yellow with the orange in the middle. So that's all about solar plexus. So having confidence to be their true creative individual self. Creative and sexual. To make an effort to be that person. To have this. And this is definitely my favorite card in the deck. Okay, it's beautiful. And I like that it's that card showing the energy of true love, really. But it's a three of pentacles. So it's the twins with the third energy. On the other side of the King of Cups, on the right side, are these cards. It's the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Judgment card, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So the Eight of Pentacles here, you know, shows a couple who's could be in separation, or if they are living together, they're not having sex, and it could just be because they're too busy, or they're just, you know, they're disconnecting from each other. They're just not on the same page anymore. Okay, and it's next to the Ace of Swords. Okay, and this could be some kind of, you know, kinky sex, or it could just be harsh truth about the fact that they're not intimate anymore. And then there's Judgment here. So it's either a call to action or actual judgment of the situation. But we have a little, the angel here has a little, he's a tiny little angel, and he's got a rose that he's tooting out of his horn. So it's like, you know, someone saying, make love, not war. Okay? Because the Ace of Swords can be very warlike. And then we have the cause of that, which is this cold Queen of Pentacles, you know. So it kind of indicates the right side, you know, is the masculine's life with his karmic, and then the left side is the twin flame life. Okay. And this depends on where you are in your journey, though, because it could flip the other way. Yeah, but there's definitely some kind of secret. There's lots of family involved, maybe siblings involved, the matriarch of the family. The King of Cups clarifiers came up with these. The Four of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed. And that's all about, you know, dumping all the love out and starting again. That it was, you know, it was at the middle of the road love. It wasn't like a big love. It was a mediocre love. And it wasn't worth it. They're quitting that love. The Emperor reverse can be someone out of control, because someone just could be someone too who's just dumping their ego. And then we have the Page of Cups, you know, who's shy or rejected. You know, it's that immature emotional energy. So like giving up on a relationship, tired of being rejected. Okay. So on the left side is what he's thinking about. He's the King of Cups with his kids, hanging out, thinking about what he really wants for himself, what will make him happy, what is love to him. Okay. But there's definitely some kind of secret that's come out, and it's involved with the whole family and this new love relationship that needs to come together. So whether they're going back to their karmic or going forward to their twin, it just depends on where you are in your journey. So if you have any questions or comments, please do so below, and I will answer to the best of my ability. I'm also going to pick some, I know it's long already, it's an hour and 24 minutes, but I'm going to pick an oracle card each for the Divine Masculine and Feminine. So the first from the Ascension deck. And we'll do this for Divine Feminine, the Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames, Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. We have Paul the Venetian, number 17. I'm sorry, it's not 17. It is 37. 37 is the King of Cups, so it's perfect for the Divine Feminine, right? The Great Master Paul is Kohan of the third ray. He lifts people's spirits and sets their souls free to create beauty and inspiration through music and art, and also in practical ways. This card encourages you to communicate your essence by writing, painting, or in any heartfelt manner. Call on Master Paul to help you express your visions, and he will co-create them with you. These visions will hold such light that people will be touched by them, thereby accelerating the plan for Earth. Paul carries the flame of liberty and is helping to set you free. The affirmation is, I express myself creatively and harmoniously. And again, this is for the Divine Feminines. 37 is a 1, so it's about masculine energy. It's the 7 is spirituality on the inside, and then the socialness, or the happy-go-lucky smiling person on the outside, expressing themselves exactly the way they want, being their authentic self. This is how maybe the Divine Masculine is encouraging the Divine Feminine to go forward with her creative works and find their way into business in this sense, okay, with the masculine energy, the 1. So for the Divine Masculine, the Ascension deck, this is for the Organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames, Organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames. We have Ascended Master Retreats. Okay, number 49. Okay, so the great masters of Earth have had incarnations, mastered their lessons, and ascended. They are disciplined but compassionate, for they understand the challenges of being in a physical body. This is an invitation to visit in sleep or meditation those ascended masters from whom you wish to learn. In their retreats in the inner planes, they teach their skills and knowledge to students. You can absorb this at an etheric level and start to bring the wisdom into your life. If you feel a resonance with particular ascended masters, ask them to guide you. And the affirmation is, I walk with the ascended masters. So for the Divine Masculines, when you go to sleep at night, or if you do meditate, just intend to visit a certain master's retreat and to learn from them, or to heal from them, or to go to visit with the Pleiadians or the Syrians or the Arcturians and go into healing chambers. So whatever you're interested in or curious about, invite them in. They cannot help you without your permission. And it's number 49, which is a 4, so it's all about building, stability, and growth. And it is the wish card as well, and the tarot is the 9 of Cups. Get your wish. But it's the 9 of compassion and selflessness on the inside, expressing itself through the 4 on the outside of the very dependable, responsible person. That's the Ascended Master. Get your wish. So that's very powerful for the Divine Masculine. So if you have questions, just ask. But you have to ask if you want them to help you. Then we have the Past Life deck here. For the Divine Feminine, we have Karmic Relationship. Okay, maybe there's some work you still need to do on your own karmic relationship, and this is popping out as well. Finances, because of finances. And I know that to be true. Okay, so any of you Divine Feminines who are still in karmic relationships, you need to find a way to change your financial ties, okay? Because if you're tied to your karmic partner, then the other card is advising you to use your creative abilities to build your own business, okay? To do what gives you the most joy. And there may be some stuff to clear about finances, okay? And karmic relationships from past lives, okay, and from childhood that have to do with money. For the Divine Masculine, we have authority figures, okay? And actually this is coming out too as well, transportation. So for the Divine Masculine, they may need to travel. Because of authority figures or court issues, okay, or maybe having issues with transportation, Maybe some were used to not ever needing transportation because they grew up in kind of a communal environment where everyone kind of helped each other out. But there could be some things to clear from childhood or past lives having to do with authority figures and not, you know, taking orders from anyone, or actually the control issues involved with authority figures. And there's a gavel here, so it has to do with court issues. There may have been, you know, you may have had issues with being in court before in relation to transportation. So again, whatever resonates with you, that's for the Divine Masculine. And control issues did come up for both the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine this week. So everyone needs to clear their control issues. And now from the Journey of Love. Excuse me, I just need to take a sip. Okay. So if it's the Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames, Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. Oops, sorry. Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. Okay. We have Knowing Without Knowing, number 41. Knowing Without Knowing. And 41 is a 5, and 41 happens to be, oh, by the way, this read went down on the table at 11:41 today, and 41 is the Ace of Cups, so very love related, being that it ended with the King of Cups as well. Okay, and it reads, this is for the Divine Feminine, sometimes the heart knows in a way that the concrete mind and memory cannot. We feel something that we cannot quite express. Perhaps others are quick to dismiss it as meaningless, whimsy, or irrationality. Yet that feeling beyond the mind's capacity to fully perceive is the ancient truth of your greater self reaching through time and space to connect with you. Like a phone line extending from a more ancient place in the world, you can hear it crackle perhaps, not the clearest reception, yet you can also sense the love traveling along on that telephone line. The things that you feel and that do not appear to make sense are the things to trust most now. You're being guided by a force far greater than your own mind. An ancient divine brilliance is reaching to you, communicating with you. You may not hear or understand it with clarity as yet, but you can feel it. Trust what you feel. This oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. These forces use symbols, abstract communications through dreams and visions, through impulses that circumvent your conscious mind, and have words streaming out of your mouth or flowing through your mind that you have not created of your own volition. Someone speaks to you and you respond with words that you feel you are hearing for the first time as they pour out of your mouth. Whose words are these, you wonder? It's your ancient self that speaks. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. It is another way, an ancient way of wisdom that you are tapping into now. Enjoy this new sacred connection unfolding. This oracle is also confirmation that you have relationships around you now and continuing to come to you that are from times long past, karmic connections that will take you further on your journey of love. And the poem reads, I have been here before. Aromas open the doors. I walk through knowing. So just to trust your knowing. Again, you're not crazy. Remember that. And everyone goes back to feeling that now and then when they're feeling more detached or going out into the world to practice our not reacting and staying balanced. And you feel more detached from everything in the 5D world. You may feel that feeling of questioning yourself again, but always trust in your own knowing above everything else. So this is for the Divine Masculine from the Journey of Love, Organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames. organic divine masculine twin flames, and that was one of them calling. It's my son. All right. Woman of light is for the divine masculine. And you notice it's this beautiful purple. I can't think of the shade of purple. My brain doesn't retrieve very well anymore after my concussion. All right, let's see, 40, and it's 49 again. So, okay, we had 49 twice now. Again, it's the Nine of Cups, the Get Your Wish card. It's complete satisfaction. It's the Four of the Builder, the compassion through the responsible person, the Woman of Light. And it really is a beautiful card. I'm going to show it to you one more time. The whites and the purples. So now I'm going to read that to you. This is for the divine masculine. Pure is my joy, my celebration. I know the divine to be eternal. There is no limit to my peace, to my pleasure, as I rise and rise and rise again. Capable am I of receiving the light, of accepting the next level of illumination. I am sacred flesh coming to light. I am the walking temple, the living goddess, she who shines with truth. I come to you now, I am one with you now. I am the awakened one and the awakener. This oracle brings you guidance, and Spirit's connecting with me. This oracle brings you guidance that you are to be witness to the presence of an awakened being, either within your own self as part of your spiritual destiny, or in the form of a beloved other. An awakened one is in your midst, or soon will be. Receive the blessing that emanates from such a being, for to behold one is a gracious spiritual gift that will lift you up to the next step of your path. If you have trouble discerning the true presence of an awakened teacher in your midst, or even in your own being, remember that nothing is asked from you by such an awakened one, but loving devotion so that they may serve the awakening of all living beings. It requires much karmic grace to be granted immediate access to an awakened being, even more to become such a living light. Take delight. And here's the poem. I asked God for a deepening of my love, without realizing that the deeper I was willing to go, the more it involved letting go of any part of myself that wanted to love and still be safe. In surrender to the possible, lay the greatest potential for love at levels before unknown. Like a cistern that holds the nectar of life and gives it its precious its precious liquid, only to be filled again with nature's flow. Such knowingness is a gift, for if you can embrace the blessing, you can live without question, relaxing and replenishing with each breath, with each kiss, always whole. Okay. Just a reminder for the divine masculine to just accept what's coming to you and allow and go with the flow. And when you learn to trust and have faith in the universal energies, that you need never worry, because everything is already here for you, everything you need. You just have to allow it and not block it. So when you resist in any kind of frustration or refusal or aggravation or anger or extreme sadness, you're blocking yourself from what's already there for you by staying in a neutral point in the vortex, the 0 point, the void. That's a place of allowance, where you allow the universe to give you what you've already asked for. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, so be good to yourselves, everyone. Make sure to drink lots of water, rest, exercise, and meditate. Ground yourself every day and clear. And I will see you soon. So rise and be loved.